Welcome, 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 guys. Listen, I wanted to just come on here and share some exciting news, what we're excited about, something we have been talking about in the past, kind of building y'all guys up on it. Getting a lot, we have received a lot of feedback through messages, through comment section, and stuff like that. So, what I want to talk about is the memberships. We will be moving forward, creating membership channels with our YouTube channel, with our Spotify channel for the podcast, also the podcast on the YouTube channel. So moving forward, there's some things that we want to do. And I believe that creating this whole membership channel experience, I think it'd be a better experience for all of us. And then it'll also give us the opportunity to generate some income, to pay some of these costs. I would like to buy some new equipment as well. So I'm just hoping that obviously we get some y'all guys see value in it to support us. We have three tiers. I talked about it many, many times before in our past videos. You know, many of y'all guys were saying, well, Jim, how much is the membership going to cost? I said, listen, guys, it's not, it's going to be very, very reasonable. You know, I always used to use the analogy of a combo meal at a fast food restaurant, you know, through your, I don't need to name the restaurants, but your drive-throughs. You know, the average drive-through combo meal is over $10. The last I checked, which is very recently, is over $10. I'm talking about at BK, at MD's. You know, you're talking about an average number one is probably between 11 and $12, right? So that was one of the biggest things that a lot of guys say, hey, listen, make the content, membership channel, no problem, we'll support it. But I wanted to create something, an experience, and then also at a price point where I think people are willing to pay for the value. We wanted to move in this direction, you know, obviously to make the content accessible. I don't know if y'all guys know, but we've been doing these Journey to the Pit interviews almost about 6 years now. Yeah, about 6 years. If you look at some of the older videos that we have posted, like I said, it's been about 6 years. And we have created a lot of interviews, a lot of great information, also entertainment, you know, a lot of behind the scenes of things. So again, guys, almost 6 years of producing free content. My setup has went from starting out with a, you know, with a phone, a used phone that I purchased online with a cracked screen, using a $5 tripod that I received for my birthday or Christmas, I think it was one holiday. I received a $5 tripod that came from Walmart. I started this whole Journey to the Pit thing with the phone that had a cracked screen on it. So it's been going on a long time. So, guys, we have produced many, many years of content. The interviews are being watched thousands of hours every month from literally all over the world. We know this because we get to see the behind the scenes analytics that these platforms let us know: the geographical area, the gender, the amount of times, the amount of hours that the interviews are being watched, the length of the average length of people watching into these interviews, the comments. It shows you everything. It shows you everything. So what we've been doing is really just taking a whole bunch of different feedback, and we would love to take this thing to another level. And then on the flip side, we really, you know, again, looking at the analytics, behind the scenes information, and literally watching how people are consuming these interviews and all of it, not just the interviews, but all this content from all over the world is truly, truly amazing. It is mind boggling to me that I would have never thought that this many is thousands upon hours. We got up to 40,000 hours a month on our channel. At one point, they were consuming 40,000 hours a month on the Journey to the Pit YouTube channel. And that's just YouTube. That's not calculating Facebook, and that's not calculating Spotify, you know, iTunes, Google Podcasts, all of the different platforms. So that's just YouTube. So what I wanted to do is really sit back and say, you know, because many of these guys think, and many people may think, hey, it's a good thing. You know, you get to do interviews, you get to meet people, you need to go places. All that stuff is done at a sacrifice. All that stuff is done at a sacrifice. Nobody's paying me to go to their farms. You know what I mean? So, nobody's paying me to do these interviews. When I got to get these flyers made, the flyers are not cheap. I had to pay for the flyers. The software that I record the interviews on, I pay for it every month. Even when I'm not doing interviews, I'm still paying for it every month. The camera setups that I have, the lighting system that I have, the laptops that I have, all of those different types of things. And I have really, really enjoyed it. It has allowed us to continue to accomplish our mission with every interview, every video that we have, which is to make a positive impact on game fowl breeders' lives all over the world. Trying to provide y'all guys with the information that y'all need uh, to accomplish the goals within y'all guys' programs. That was the whole concept. It never has changed. It's still exactly the same. And that's what we're going to continue to do. But as you guys know, we're dealing in an era of social media. So it's a whole different era these days. And I can't say anything bad about social media because social media is the foundation of the Journey to the Pit platform. We have been able to use the free tools to build our platform. So I can't knock them. It's their shop, it's their house. You have to go by their rules. Even if we don't like it, we all understand it. Sometimes it seems unfair, but at the end of the day, we have to take the good with the bad. So, um, so we have done it. The other side of it too, what has been really sitting on my heart for actually years, not just months, but actually years. And y'all guys can maybe tell sometime, but sometime I get a little frustrated because I am bombarded with messages, good and bad, with messages, with comments, with criticism, very few thank yous. And when you're creating a platform, trying to make a positive impact, trying to serve a cause greater than yourself, and you receive criticism from individuals who's not doing anything for anybody but their self, or just sitting behind a keyboard and criticizing how you do things. Well, you should do your interviews like this. Your interviews are too long. Won't you talk about this in your interviews? And a lot of times my response will be, well, you also have a platform. You also have a go live button on your page. Why don't you go live on your page and show us how it's done? And 99.9% of the time, it does not happen. So we just try to focus on continue to make it a positive impact on the individuals that watches the content, that benefits from the content. But what has been going on and always from the beginning, which we are 100% okay with, the whole platform is set up, and I'm gonna talk about the side effects or the byproduct. The platform has created a ton of value through monetary value, through direct to indirect value, meaning that individuals have watched interviews and have solved problems that they have had on a farm. Individuals have watched interviews that gave them new ideas. Individuals have watched these interviews and have gotten new customers, have created new friendships, all this kind of stuff. So, um, with that being said, we have created a lot of value for everyone. Um, for everyone. The guest that comes on, they don't have to tell me, but when a guest comes on, they get plenty new customers. They sell a lot more birds. That's not the reason that they're coming on the show. So let me be clear. I ask them. I get a lot of people that ask me, but usually I ask them, right? So I don't want y'all guys to think, oh, the guy's just coming on the show to sell chickens. No, no, not at all. But do they sell a lot of chickens after they come on the show? That is a fact. That is a fact, right? Then we look at what is the benefit of the end user? What is the benefit of the viewer? The benefit of the viewer is that they gain knowledge that in many cases, some of the stuff they already know, but some of the stuff they did not know. So, what is the benefit? We bring people on the show that typically, just based on numbers, everybody can't get 2 hours of their time. The guests that we have on the show, or any game fowl breeder out here, it's very difficult to give an individual 2 hours of your time, right? And sharing all of this unfiltered information, right? So, what us being able to do this on this platform, we able to give thousands upon thousands of people 2 hours of this breeder's time with him sharing unfiltered information and answering every question that I ask, right? And none of the interviews are scripted. I make that clear when I interview these individuals. I don't do scripted interviews. I'll give y'all guys some topics that we want to talk about because I want to make sure we bring value to the end user. But I don't do scripted interviews because I don't want nobody to come on here telling no lies. Because there's a lot of people that uses the information from these interviews and implement it in their program. And the worst thing you want to do is get on here and tell a whole bunch of lies, have these people implementing this stuff in their program, and it wrecks their program because somebody was just on here trying to make it seem like they knew something that they did not know. So that is the reason why I don't do scripted interviews. I want that stuff to roll off your tongue. I want you to be able to go in depth and in detail about the questions that I ask you, and you don't know what I'm going to ask you. You don't know what I'm going to ask you, and it's not that it's planned. Is the fact of the matter is it's a real life conversation. It's a real life conversation. What I do with the guests that come on, I ask them if there's anything that they're uncomfortable talking about. That's what I do because I'm definitely not going to bring a special guest on the show and make them look bad. I could never do that. And as y'all guys know, when I do all my interviews, I don't name drop of any bad stuff on anybody. You know what I mean? I never use my platform to bad mouth an individual. You know what I mean? So that is the reason why uh uh with these interviews they have been so effective because I think they have been authentic, they have been unfiltered, and the guests have been gracious enough to share, everything that I asked them to share. The flip side is they do get new customers, and many of them get lifelong customers, depending on what product they're providing. Some people get so busy after the show that they can't even keep up with the demand. These are the things I'm talking to you because I know for a fact. This is the feedback that I'm getting from guests. This is the feedback that I'm getting from individuals like, hey, listen, I'm trying to contact the guy you just interviewed. Is there any way you can get me in touch with them? Because I can't get a response. You know what I mean? And 2, 3 days later, like, oh, okay, cool. He got back to me. So this stuff I'm talking to y'all guys that I know for a fact. For a fact. It's not no ideas or anything like that or my opinions. Um, so we have been looking at it from multiple different perspectives. The guests sharing information, byproduct of that, they get not saying they're coming on for new customers, but they are going to get new customers. They are going to generate some additional income, some more than others. And it's lifelong. I know for a fact people had did interviews years ago and still selling foul today, this past season today, because of an interview that they done years ago. This is what I know for a fact. So by the interviews staying up, they pretty much just stay up there. We get them up, and if YouTube don't remove them, they stay up. Um, and then on the flip side, the amount of feedback that I'm getting, and I can even send you screenshots and stuff, the amount of feedback that I'm getting from the viewers, the end users, the viewers of the impact that these interviews have made. And I'm talking about guys who just got into the sport to guys in their 70s. I got messages to guys in their 70s saying, hey, I watch your interviews and I learned something at every interview. And I've been in this sport 50 plus years. You see what I'm saying? So looking at that, I know the interviews created tremendous value for the guest, tremendous value for the end user, the viewer. What had not happened is it hasn't really created a lot of value for us outside of us trying to accomplish our mission, which is to make a positive impact for game fowl breeders' lives all over the world. But let me tell you the flip side of that, because I know many people think, hey, Jim is living a glorious life. He gets to travel all around. He gets to live all these farms. But nobody looks at the back end. Nobody looks at the cost. Ain't nobody paying me to come into their farm. You see what I'm saying? Nobody looks at the cost. Nobody looks at the time away from my family. And nobody looks at me doing all these visits and trying to collect this content. It robs me of my experience. Meaning that just think about you going to a show and you're going to watch your child recital, but your job is going to be to record it while your wife or your husband or your companion or your partner gets to sit there and just enjoy the show. You're telling me y'all both getting the same type of experience? No, you're not. The individual that's recording is not getting the same experience as the individual who's there just watching the show. So when I'm out here collecting content and I'm going to these different farms and I'm asking a whole bunch of different questions, I'm not asking that stuff for me. I'm asking that stuff for the end user, for the viewer. That's what I'm asking it for. Because I'm there. I don't need to record. If I want to know a question, I can just ask him a question. The reason why I'm recording these questions is so I can get this information out to the community. But it robs me of my experience because I just can't focus on being in the moment with those individuals, being in the moment at that farm. I'm carrying all this equipment a lot of times. I'm focused on if the phone's in charge, if my battery's going to die, what's the sun reflection? Let's do it in this. Is better lighting in this area. I'm worrying about everything else besides enjoying my experience of being in that particular place, whether it be a show, whether it be at a farm, or whether it's me just hanging out at somebody's house. I'm always. So it robs me of my experience of just being in the moment there. Do I make the best out of it? Of course I do. I don't record every single second of it. And I do record a lot of stuff that I don't even share. You know what I mean? I will share it over time, but I don't even share it. So I looked at it, said, you know what? I think it's only fair that I create a platform that I'm creating a lot of value, have put years into it. We've been producing free content for years, not for months, for years, literally for years, answering thousands of messages over the years, responding to thousands of comments over the years, working on multiple different platforms. So I just thought it was time. It was time for us to create a membership platform at a reasonable rate because now we want to kind of narrow our focus to individuals who just doesn't want to be entertained but want to be educated. Why I say that is because over the years we have created a lot of content, and trying to create content for everybody is doesn't work. It doesn't work. Initially, we came out, we didn't care if it worked or not. We just wanted to get the content out there. But over the years, reflecting back and looking at how effective we were, I think we are a lot more effective if we focus on the individual that's trying to learn from the content, that's trying to consume the content from an educational standpoint, than just trying to consume the content to critique the content. Listen to what I'm saying. We have learned over the years that it is better for us, we will be more effective if we focus on creating content for individuals that want to learn, consume to learn, not consume to critique. And that was the big turning point. When you spend more time replying to comments on individuals that's just consuming to critique the interview or the information than spending time with individuals who are consuming the content to be educated. So we had to say what comments need to be responded to, right? And that has to be in line with what our goals are. Our goals are is to our goals are to educate. So every time we're spending time, responding to comments for critiquing, we're robbing the individuals who's consuming the content to be educated. So, like I say, doing a membership base, we will spend less time responding, getting consumed by critiques and criticisms, and we can really just devote our time to the individuals who's truly trying to consume these interviews for education. Also, too, the difference in the individuals who watch the whole interview, watch part the interview, watch it multiple times, and the ones who comment after watching just 5 minutes of the interview. We really want to get down and build a community of individuals who want to be educated, not just entertained. So we came up with 3 tiers, right? These are the 3 tiers that we came up with. The first tier, which is the lowest tier, is the spectator tier. It's which an individual just want to show us some support for this work that we have done, being able to watch some of the videos and stuff like that. So at the lowest tier, at $4.99 a month, you'll get emojis, you'll get badges, just letting everybody know that you support what Journey to Pitt is doing. Okay. You will get access to all the older videos. You will get access to the interviews, but not live. You won't get access to the interviews live, but you will get access to the interviews a week or two before the general public. So you'll get early access to the interviews after they become live. So basically, what I mean by that is we'll do a live interview, say this Wednesday, right? The people on the entry level tier, the spectator tier, will kind of get access to that live interview next Wednesday. The general public will get access to that same interview a week after that. So if you would rather say, hey, I see y'all guys at an interview, I would rather wait 2 or 3 weeks to get access to that interview versus paying $4.99. That is a-okay. That's a-okay. But if you saying, hey, I know y'all guys did an interview on Wednesday, I would like to see that interview as soon as possible, you'll get access to that interview the following Wednesday, right? The same thing goes with Spotify and stuff like that. So on the next tier, so that's the first tier, the spectator tier, $4.99. We don't even get the whole $4.99. YouTube take 30% off the top before taxes. So just think about that. They take 30% off the top before taxes, and then they tax it. So you're really not getting but $2 out of the $5. You know what I mean? But that's either here nor there. So that's how that tier will work. The second tier, which I think is the tier that is going to be most common, and I probably think will be the most popular and the most effective, will be the student tier. That tier will be $9.99 a month. That tier will be $9.99 a month. That tier will give you access to the live interviews. And as y'all guys know, the benefit, most people like the live interviews. Most people like the live interviews. They like it because they know in the live interviews, I don't answer every comment. We don't get every comment up, but y'all guys know, just like the other day, I pull comments out of the comment section, pull them up on the screen, and we discuss them. I do that. Obviously, we can't respond to all the comments because we'll never be able to get the interview done. But those comments are very powerful due to the fact that it allows the guest to go back in there and respond to the comments. You know what I mean? That's in the comment section. And then also too, I bring comments up on the screen, live comments up on the screen, so we can discuss those comments with the special guest that's on, or we can discuss it in the comment section. So there's a huge benefit in doing the middle tier at $9.99, which is called the student tier. One of the things is with the $9.99, yes, it is cheaper. Many guys say $9.99 is cheap. I've gotten a lot of feedback and said, man, those interviews are worth more than $9.99. I said, well, it really depends on who you speak to, because there's many people out there that wouldn't pay zero. They wouldn't pay $2 for any interview that I have ever done. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the reality of it. And that's okay, because nobody sees value in everything, period. Nobody sees value in everything. A lot of times people don't see value in antibiotics until they get sick. You know what I mean? Until their birds get sick. A lot of individuals don't see value in, say, like the Rick Hirsch interview. When he goes through all these meds, a lot of individuals didn't see the value in that until they run into one of the situations that he has talked about. Now all of a sudden the information becomes valuable. So $9.99, regardless of where you are in the world, if you're in GameFowl, I can't see how you could not afford $9.99 a month. And if you can't afford it, I understand and I respect it. But for the ones that can, I believe that these interviews give you a lot more value than $9.99 a month, because you can't go to any fast food and buy a combo meal for less than $9.99. That's pretty much a fact. So I believe once a month, if you can't spend less than what you spend on fast food in a drive-through, then the interviews were not created for you. The platform is not created for you. And that is something that we are 100% okay with. We're 100% okay with if you don't see the value in that. So that's the middle tier. Uh, so let me talk about the last tier. And here's the last tier. The last tier is what we're going to be calling the mentoring tier. The mentoring tier is going to be $24.99 a month. What would you get for $24.99 a month? Everything that the previous tiers will give you. $24.99 a month. It gives you all the live streams, all that kind of stuff prior. But what we're doing with the mentoring tier, which is probably going to be a smaller group of individuals, is that I will be doing a lot more behind the scenes. I will be recording one-on-one conversations on, a lot of times on single topics. I will be having discussions with individuals that I'm not just going to share this information in an interview, because I speak to a lot of people that I can't interview everybody. You know what I mean? You get to a point, if you're only doing one interview a week, one interview a week or two interviews a month, it's a lot of people that I speak to that I don't have the time, that I don't have the time to interview everybody. So in the mentoring tier is something that we would like to do as far as a small group. It can be a lot more personable. We're going to be doing live videos there, and I'll be uploading different types of videos there that will just be just for that particular group. And that group, it may not be, it's definitely not going to be for everybody, because one, as soon as you say $24.99, people are like, there's no possible way I would pay $24.99. No, it's completely understand. So we're not here to convince anybody of the value. But in that small group, it'll be a lot more personable interaction, because the group will probably most likely be smaller. We can kind of discuss more direct topics on things. I can gain information, videos, or conversations and stuff like that to address some of the questions that come up within that group. I'll be bringing different people on to discuss different things. And it's kind of like I said, it's going to be more of a small niche group that is really focused on trying to get straight to the point of particular things that they may be dealing with on in their program. So that's what that tier is going to be for. But yeah, guys, so that is kind of what I wanted to share with y'all guys. I know there's a lot of comments coming in. Um, I know there's a lot of comments coming in for the stuff that we have been talking about. I'll try to get to some of these comments. I'll try to get to some of these comments now if I can. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put up two. I'm gonna put up two different comments that I think they probably like kind of opposite, right? I'm gonna put up this last comment because it's the last comment just coming up. Hey, Zeus says he's been doing it for free for years. If y'all ain't willing to pay a few bucks a month for knowledge that will help you in a long run, then I don't know. Not everything in life is for free, and people got bills to pay. Hey, Zeus, you 100%. Because this is the way I look at it. First of all, I have been doing it for free for years. There's been plenty people on both ends, from the special guest to the end user to the end viewer, that has gained a ton of value from these interviews, right? And I'm talking about people who have never supported me in any type of way at all. So they gain this information, they gain this value, they gain this knowledge, they gain new sales, and that's okay. But if I ask for a month for paying for my time or anything, then guys like, oh no, that's taboo. You shouldn't do that. Then you ask that individual, well, let's trade places. Why don't you do what I do? Oh no, I got a job that I got to go to. I got a family. I got a yard. Well, what makes you think that I should do it for free and you should gain from it? And if you don't see the value in it, then you don't have to watch it. You know, that's the way I look at it. So let's go up here and share this other. This is a long comment. Let me see here. Ashley, okay, Ashley. Ashley says, Jim, please don't. And I didn't read this comment before. This is a really long one. Jim, please don't start charging us for content. You have great information and for lesser money wise of our sport. That will be like Kenny Toronto website. It's all about money. Let's take the money out and simply add a trophy, a fine chicken meal for your family and friends, hypothetically. I myself have paid taxes on my winnings at the payoff window, but times have changed. Actually, only thing I can say about that is I don't think it is for the money. Because if it is for the money, I have been doing it for 6 years. So has anybody ever bought a camera from me, have bought a laptop for me, have paid for any for my trips or these farm visits for me, have bought multiple phones for me, this is a $400+ wireless mic system. $400+ wireless mic system for doing interviews. So you're basically saying, Ashley, that I should keep paying for all of this stuff out of my pocket to gain information for you. And if I ask for $1, then that means I'm doing it for the money. I totally disagree with that, Ashley. And obviously, if you don't see the value in paying for the content, I totally respect that. I don't have an opinion about it. It's just like everything else. Some people see the value in paying for cable TV. Some people don't, so they cancel the cable and get streaming service. There's no right or wrong with either one of them. You just do what works best for you. But when I look at the amount of money from the laptops, the external batteries, the phones, the tripods, the camera that I'm watching it on, the $1,000 and some dollar laptop that I'm doing, the streaming software, the reading disc, the camera. Come on now. I'm supposed to continue doing this. And if I ever charge for something, then that makes me a bad person. That makes me in this for the money. That completely just shows me that the content is just not for you. And if you got any value out of this information from what it says in your post, it looked like you did get value. So you're basically saying that somebody should continue to provide you value and you don't provide them with nothing. What do we walk around here and get that somebody continue providing us value, but we don't have to give anything in return? I don't understand that. I believe that instead of, if you don't see the value in it, or you feel as though I'm in it just for the money, after 6 years of providing information, after 6 years of providing a bunch of free information and structuring and setting up this whole platform, never making a dollar out of it, as soon as I start charging 6 years into the game, you're going to look at it as I'm in it for the money. I respect your comment, but definitely without a doubt, I disagree. But again, it's not agree to disagree because I'm not trying to convince anybody to pay for the content. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, there's people out there that wouldn't pay $2 for the content. And I totally respect that. I totally respect that. So yeah, without a doubt, Mr. Ashley, I totally respect your comment. I appreciate your feedback. Um, I appreciate your feedback. And yeah, definitely without a doubt. Like I say, it's just like cable TV. I don't pay for cable TV because I didn't see the value in it. So I just got a whole bunch of streaming services. The cable company's not mad at me because there's individuals out there that still see value in cable TV, like my parents. You know what I mean? I haven't had cable in over 10 years. So they have, but I haven't. There's no right or wrong. It's just whatever works for you. But what I do know is the streaming services charge and the cable company charge. There's nobody providing any value for free at all. It's just not happening. So I totally understand. And again, I'm definitely not trying to convince anybody of it because I think that's always the worst way. If you have to convince somebody to consume your product, your service, or anything like that, then they're always the most difficult people to serve, right? Is either individual see the value in it and a product or service sells itself, or you can sell somebody on it, and then when they realize that it's not what they want, then they'll just get rid of it. You know what I mean? So we're trying to do not the latter. We're trying to do the first thing. Provided a service. I think in 6 years, we have shown that these interviews bring value more than what we would get in return. And like I say, if you're spending $4.99 or $9.99 a month, I don't see how that is being in it for the money. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Uh, okay. It's a lot of comments coming in. And yeah, guys, like I say, definitely without a doubt, let me just scroll through and try to get some more. Just trying to look at some of these comments. And again, guys, like I say, it's not going to be for everybody. Where it's not going to be for everybody, and we understand that. Um, yeah, it's not going to be for everybody, and we completely understand it. But I think it's time to focus on. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. But one thing I do know, and I spoke about this in 2023, I will not continue creating content to educate and entertain as many people as I can for free. I won't do that. I won't do it. I think and anybody who think I should do it, I would love to see y'all guys build a platform and a channel and do what I'm doing. And then let's sit down 6 years later and have the conversation of how it works out. You know, that's what I would say. Um, but yeah, guys, like I said, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that. I will be sharing the links to the memberships. And like I said, if you see value in it, we'll greatly appreciate your support. The lowest tier is $4.99 a month. That's $5. I don't get the whole $5. Um, if if you don't feel as though the content, any kind of content that we consume is worth $5, I totally understand it. And then I would think that obviously you haven't been listening to it for years, because if you have, you would know that it is value. You know what I mean? You would have at least an opportunity to know. So I feel as though if an individual uh feel as though that we should not charge for the content, is because we didn't provide value for that individual over the years. So if the individual's been watching this stuff, watching these interviews and all that, then we say, hey, we're going to charge, and say, okay, I'm not going to watch it anymore. Then the information really was really never valuable to that individual. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So the individual that will join see value in the information. The individuals that's not going to join don't see value in the information. That is there's no right or wrong. You have to do what works for you, and that's pretty much it. That is definitely pretty much it. But I believe that we have shown over the years what we have done. And I think Mikey, the if you just chimed in, it's going to be 3 level tiers. The lowest tier is going to be $4.99 a month. That's the spectator tier. You'll get emojis, you'll get badges. This should let us know that, and then you'll also get access to the interviews prior to the general public. The next tier is the student tier, which is $9.99 a month. That's less than $10. If you don't want to pay $10, I completely understand and respect it. And there don't have to be any explanation. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be any explanation, but the $9.99 tier will get you access to the live interviews, the live comments, the interaction and all that kind of stuff. Everything prior to that, obviously you'll be getting interviews before everybody, and then also additional videos and stuff like that that we'll be putting up. The last tier is the mentoring tier. It's $24.99. That's for individuals that kind of want to jump to the chase, want to be more topic specific on different things. I'll be bringing in individuals that I will not be doing full-fledged interviews on, but I'll be bringing them in to talk about particular topics, particular issues that the small group may be dealing with or encountering. I'll be out there searching information and individuals to get answers to questions or issues that they may be dealing with, and doing videos on those. So that's what the last tier is for. Like I said, none of these tiers will be for everybody. But I hope that, again, there's interviews that's still going to be up that you'll have access to. You can continue on watching those. And then again, you can also watch it, listen to it, and watch it on Spotify. Obviously, it won't be live on Spotify. We're going to do Spotify at $9.99 a month. It won't be live on Spotify, but we'll give you a lot of great information on Spotify, and obviously you'll get it before everybody else. Our Spotify and iTunes and Google Podcast has done very, very, very well. A lot of people listen to the information. Somebody contacted me today and said, "Hey, I try to get on there certain interviews that I can't gain access to." Again, a lot of people are consuming this information, and I never hear from them. A lot of people are benefiting from this information, and I never hear from them. You see what I'm saying? So I know it's bringing a lot of value, and so that's kind of where we at with it. That's definitely kind of where we at with it. And again, like I say, it's not for everybody, but it'll be 3 tiers. And I think with the 9.99, which is less than $10, less than a combo meal at any fast food chain, if it does not, you don't see the value in it to pay $9.99 a month, I completely understand. I completely understand. So that's pretty much it, guys. I know I went through, I know there's going to be Jonathan, with YouTube, they don't offer yearly subscriptions because they want you to be able to cancel at any time, which I respect that and I understand it. I don't want somebody, and there's nothing wrong with doing a yearly. If they provided yearly subscriptions, I would do that. But I have tried and spent thousands of dollars. This is another thing guys don't think about who wants me to continue to make free content. Guys don't think about all the thousands of dollars that I have spent trying to create other platforms, websites, all this different type of stuff to try to give Cockers another platform to go to. Spend thousands of dollars building a website, couldn't really get nobody to go over to it. Nobody's looking at any, some individuals will discount all of that. They feel as though that, well, you did it and it didn't work, so move on. But they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. So, but the way YouTube is set up, they want you to be able to cancel when you don't see the value in it. And I respect that. I respect it. I don't want somebody to feel like they've been got. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I've been got. You know what I'm saying? Like I pay for this yearly membership and I don't really see the value in it. I'm okay with YouTube doing it every month. They're taking a 30% off the top, period. So that's before taxes. They take a 30% off the top and then they take the taxes and stuff out of it. So $9.99 a month is really not leaving a whole bunch left. So, but yeah, so it's every month. And I'm 100% with it being every month. If you don't see the value in it, go ahead and cancel it. That's okay. Because I don't think, I'm definitely not in a mental state where I want somebody, where I have to feel as though I had to convince somebody to consume something. Yeah, without a doubt. So I hope that makes a lot of sense, guys. I know we didn't have a lot of people on here tonight. We got interviews and stuff lined up. I just kind of wanted to get everything worked out with this subscription thing set up, and let y'all guys know. I'll definitely be doing more videos on it, to talk about it. I'll be sharing the links and stuff like that. We'll start building up the content. But yeah, so I'll also put a post up where I'll be explaining the information just in case somebody missed some of the stuff in the interview. I'll be putting up the information with the tiers and what you get with the tiers. And then I can put the links in the comment section and then we can go from there. So we're excited about doing this. I think we're doing it at the right time. I think we proved to the community the value that we bring. And and we understand and accept the fact that everybody won't see value in it. And that's totally understandable. And it's okay because it's, again, a lot easier for us to deal with individuals that valued information for education and then dealing with individuals who just consuming the information just to critique it. I'm a big opponent. I love the fact, and you always hear me say it, we have it even written on our hats, each one teach one. So it's just not even the interviews that you're gaining value from, but there's a lot of conversation that goes on in the comment section that you gain value from. And I think if this platform wasn't here, obviously those questions wouldn't be asked. around that particular guest. Not saying that those same questions are not asked in different types of groups and stuff like that, which they are. But yeah, that's pretty much where we at, man. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I think we held out as long as we could, until we got enough information that we can reflect on to see what works, what individuals want. Obviously we will be uh, uh, you know working with y'all guys, so y'all taking y'all guys feedback and trying to improve the membership experience as we go on, you know what I mean? So that's definitely something that we're going to need, and it's better to do that from paying customers or paying clients than dealing it from people that's just window shoppers, you know what I mean? Just imagine if you're designing something and you're designing it for individuals that's purchasing something versus somebody who's going window shopping. Every person who walked past, oh, I don't like the color of that shirt. Oh, it needs some one extra button. Oh, it needs to just imagine a designer can't do that. They're like, man, why are we designing cars for just people who just walking past the window versus designing these cars for the individuals who's coming in the dealership to purchase them? Like, what do they want? What are they looking for? What kind of experience that we need to create? And that's what we'll be looking for from the feedback from our members, is what kind of experience we're looking to create. And the day or the month that you feel as though, you know what, this ain't for me, cancel it. Cancel it. You don't have to feel as though I've been got. Just cancel it. Valley Garbage like, hey brother, I greatly appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you very much. And it looks like you may even be the first member. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it you coming on. Looks like guys, we got a our first member. Um, it looks like we got our first member. I think is a first member. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we have a first member. I greatly appreciate it. And like I say, guys, definitely give us all the feedback that you possibly can, um, in this membership platform, because we definitely trying to create something, try to make it best experience as possible. I'll be sharing a whole bunch of videos and stuff like that that I have not shared. A lot of it won't be edited. It just be raw and authentic, and I'll just be sharing it. We can have a discussion about it. But again, I will be continue doing farm business right now. Y'all guys know I'm on an island. There's certain things that I cannot share, so I don't want to put any false perception out there. Obviously, the platform is not built to promote any illegal activities. You know, it's an educational platform. Obviously, we cannot share, which I haven't. We can't share fighting videos. We can't share that. So please don't join the platform thinking that that's something that you're going to get, because you're not going to get that. You're not ever going to get that on the platform. It's not for that. It's for educational purposes only, and it has done well. It has done well. Our stats have shown us that this information is very valuable, regardless of the minority who think is not valuable. Again, and when your channel is getting up to 40,000 watch hours a month, that's 40,000 hours of those interviews being watched. It's hard for me, for someone to convince me that the information, the videos, and stuff that we put out is not valuable, because the platforms tell us something different. They tell us the countries, they even tell us the cities. They even tell us the cities that are the most watched on this content. The gender, the ages, the cities, it tells you so much. So taking all that into consideration, allowed us to come to this uh, decision to have a membership platform. I think all the platforms are definitely affordable. The 4.99 a month, the 9.99 a month, and the 24.99 membership mentoring program a month. I think all of them have tremendous value, but they are not for everybody. So I think now, with us moving in this direction, we'll spend a lot more time with the members, providing, even more value than we're providing just to the general public. We will still be creating free videos and stuff like that. You will be able to get access to the interviews. You just won't get them right away, because again, we will. And listen, guys, I have been members. Um, I have been members. Um, at other people's platforms, and I did get value out of them. Uh, so I seen exactly why they were doing what they were doing, and the experience is different. You know what I mean? It is a different experience. One of the great things is being in those other platforms. Not saying they're all perfect, but being in those other platforms with other individuals, you see value. In the time that you don't see value, get on out the program. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, I dumped cable 10 years ago and picked up the streaming services. You know what I mean? I dumped cable 10 years ago and picked up the streaming services. But that does not mean um, cable is bad for everybody. It just wasn't right for me anymore. So I picked up the streaming services. But one thing I do know is the cable or the streaming services wasn't for free. You see what I'm saying? Either one of them wasn't for free. I just had to pick on which one had the value and which one didn't. Mikey, I'm sorry about that. Apologize. Mikey, you can go right to our page and it's going to have a join button right next to the subscription button. Just hit the join button and you can pick the tier that you would like to join. Yep, I greatly appreciate it, guys. Like I say, any support. Thank you very much, guys. Again, definitely give me the feedback so we can try to make this membership platform as effective and educational as possible. But I think we're going to enjoy it a little bit more. We had a long run. We had a 6-year run of creating hundreds of videos. I can't even calculate the amount of hours of information that we have shared over the 6 years, and I think we have given enough. Um, Thank you very much, Jesse. Thank you very much, Jesse. Jesse here said, I paid the Spotify subscription because the information is very valuable, great content. Jesse Garcia, I greatly appreciate that. Again, guys, I know it's not for everybody, but it's definitely for the individuals that see the value in it. Like I said before, I had cable for many years. I dropped it and picked up the streaming service. One is no better than the other. I just picked the one that worked for me, and that's really it. But either one of them, neither one of them were free. So, but I greatly appreciate y'all guys, the initial supporters. Definitely continue to give me feedback, and I will definitely try to make the experience as best as possible. Obviously, y'all guys know, like anything else in life, you are not going to be able to create the perfect experience for everybody. But the initial goal will be to provide the best value that we can in the hopes that it's giving you what you need so you can stay subscribed. But we totally respect the day, and hopefully it's in the long run, the day that you feel as though you don't see any value in it, you got the right to move on. And I like the fact the way YouTube got it set up. Do it every month. You don't see no value in it, just leave. You know what I mean? That I totally respect that. I totally respect that. Yes, Valley. It's definitely very easy to join. You can go to our YouTube channel, and right next to the subscribe button, there's a join button. You can hit that button and subscribe. I mean, to join. You pick your tier on what you want to join on, and then we'll be going from there. The same thing on Spotify. There's interviews that's locked on Spotify. You just hit the join button to subscribe. Boom, it's very easy, and you can cancel it any time. Only thing I say, guys, with the membership and stuff like that being new, it's going to be, y'all guys are coming in on the ground floor. Y'all are founding members, so give us time as we build up the content catalog on those membership services. But just know that our members is going to be our focus. Just know that our members are going to be our focus. Because again, I think we set these tiers that are affordable to anyone. I think we set the tiers that make it affordable to anyone. So we definitely want to make sure that we focus on our members. So guys, if y'all guys got any questions, let me know. And then we'll address this stuff. I'll be making more posts about this. I'll be sharing the next interviews that we have coming up. Y'all guys, I don't know if y'all guys watched the Nandi Carrera interview. that we had. We had that out there on the beach. Puerto Rican breeder. Um, he competes in Colombia and Puerto Rico. He goes back and forth the same way I do. We're going back and forth. Um, so yeah, we had his first interview. It was about 44 minutes long. Great information. A lot of individuals are interested in the understanding the concept, the culture, and in the whole philosophy and methods of how game fowl breeders here in Puerto Rico operate and do things. And that interview was just scratching the surface. So we'll have more. We had an interview planned once he returned back from Colombia. We'll have his interview set up. We got some more American breeders that we will be interviewing. We also got we'll be bringing on some breeders from the Philippines. I already talked to them, so we're getting that lined up as well to bring some more Filipino breeders on. We're gonna bring Baby Canellis back on so we can kind of talk about some updates on the effectiveness of using vaccination program and management to minimize your use of antibiotics, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. I think that you know it's going to be great value. It's even going to be even more value. And it really gives us something to really work towards. Then again, just creating content for everybody in the world to just mindlessly scroll and watch a little bit of it and then scroll on to the next. So that's where we at, guys. Again, we welcome your feedback. Founding members, give us time as we build the content library in these membership platforms. But I think it'd be well worth it. We love your continued support. Obviously, also too, the if you're on the Spotify, we will be uploading the last 3 or 4 interviews that we had. We will be getting those uploaded to Spotify. So y'all guys can see those last interviews that we done. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. But we welcome all the feedback, agree, disagree, criticism, critique, or anything. We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Please share the video. Make sure if you're looking at YouTube, you subscribe and hit that bell notification. And then that's pretty much it. I'll be talking to y'all guys soon. I'm about to make another video to address a post that was done on my page. And I just want to address some comments in that post. So I'm going to chime on out. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to come back on and I'm going to talk about the comments related to a post that I posted earlier to kind of give some clarity to what was posted. So thank y'all guys very much. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll talk to y'all guys in probably about 10 more minutes. Stay tuned.